Hello, PreCalculus. Welcome to your last test review of the year. Here we go. First part is just matching the correct formula to its description. Correct formula to its description, and then this will be on your test tomorrow. So for academic, you've got your note card, not a big deal. You'll be able to breeze this quickly. If you're in pre-AP, know that you'll have them there. So you'll have all the formulas on the test. You just have to know which formula you need to use. All right, so when I'm looking, where did that go? Here we go. When I'm looking at these guys, notice some of them are S's, right? And then some of them are A's. So the A's are the ones that tell you whether the nth term of a series, right? So this is how we build our series, our sequence, nth term of a sequence. The one that's got the D in it, you know that's a common difference, so you know that goes with arithmetic. So this is the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. The ones that's got an R in it for your common ratio, that's the nth term of a geometric sequence, which is here. All right, and then that leaves us our S's. The one that's got the infinity symbol on it, doesn't have a finite number attached to it, you know that one goes with the infinite geometric series. So that helps us there. And then the other two S's are for our finite series. Again, the one that has an R in it, you know, goes with the geometric series. So that's going to be our B. And then by order of elimination, a process of elimination here, D is going to be your finite arithmetic series. So hopefully that helps you navigate it tomorrow on your test, and then you've got all your formulas there to use. Number 6, like I said in class today, this one was a quadratic model. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that when I printed these out this morning. Don't worry about a quadratic or a cubic model. We did not do those in class, so those will not be on your test tomorrow. It's not in our TEKS for PreCalculus. But there will be a problem there that looks very similar to that, except for it's either going to be an arithmetic, a geometric sequence, or none of the above. So if this was the test tomorrow, you'd see arithmetic, geometric, and C would be none of the above. And that's what you would choose for this one, because it's neither arithmetic or geometric. All right, number 7, a grocery clerk sets up a display of 12-pack cartons of cola. There are 15 cartons at the base of the triangle and 1 at the top. How many cartons of cola are needed for the complete display? Note that this is not the complete display. This is just showing you how it's set up. So I've got 1 on the top, and then I've got 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. And I'm going to keep going all the way down until I have 15 across on the bottom. So my sequence for this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we want to add those guys up because we want to know how many cartons are there all total. So my sequence is going to start at 1, and we know there's 15 cartons at the base, so it's going to go from 1 to 15. And it's just of 1, or just of n, right? Because if I find my first term, that's going to be 1. Plus my second term would be 2. Plus my third term, dot, 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 all the way out to 15. So this is a finite series of an arithmetic sequence, because I don't have a common ratio here. This is just to the n power. And so this guy is going to be n over 2 of the first term plus the last term. So if there are 15 terms here, from 1 to 15 would be 15 terms over 2. First term is 1, last term is 15. When you multiply that out, you get 120. We know obviously it's not 30 and 15 because there's 15 in the bottom layer, and then there's another 14, and then plus 13 and 12. So you can easily eliminate these guys, so it kind of narrows it down for you. But this is the math you would do to find which one it is. All right, 8 is an infinite series. How do I know it's an infinite series? Because of that infinity symbol at the top of my sigma notation there. If it's an infinite series, what you have to check for first to see if you can find a sum of it at all is this guy here. And remember, that guy has to be less than 1. If it's bigger than 1, we can't find this summation, because it has to be less than 1 in order for the sequence to converge to 0, in order for us to find the infinite sum. Since this guy is less than 1, then the sum for this guy is going to be the first term over 1 minus our common ratio. Our first term in this case is 3, because we are starting at 1 here, over 1 minus our common ratio. That's going to be 3 over 7/12. Find your common denominator and subtract there. When you divide something by a fraction, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of that fraction, which is going to give you 36/7. So that would be C. All right, moving on. Number 9, a lot of people got tripped up. They're like, I don't know what formula to use. You don't have to use a formula. This one is not asking you to find the sum of the series. It's just asking you how many terms are in this series. So it's saying from 4 to 9. That means I'm going to add the 4th term plus the 5th term plus the 6th term plus the 7th term plus the 8th term plus the 9th term. That is 6 total terms in our series. And remember we said we take the top number, subtract the bottom number, which would be 5, and then add 1 to get the 6. I promise you on your test tomorrow, it is not going to be something small that you can count on your fingers. So you want to know how to come up with that. All right. For D, or for number 10, it says the sum of the first 17 terms of an arithmetic sequence is 187. If the 17th term is negative 13, find D. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know it says the sum. So I'm going to use this formula here. It's an arithmetic sequence, so that's going to be n over 2 first term plus last term. We know the sum of the first 17 is 187. So the sum is 187. The number of terms is 17 over 2. We don't know the first term, but I know the last term of my sequence is this guy here, negative 13. So A1 minus 13. So I'm going to multiply by 2 17ths. And I can't remember what that was. Going back to my sticky note over here. That is 35. So 35 is equal to A sub 1 minus 13. Adding 13 to it, I get my first term is 48. Oh, just kidding. I was like, no, that's all right. This guy is 22. And then when you add to it, that's 35. My apologies there. All right, so we know our first term is 35, but that's not what they're asking for. They're asking us to find D. How did that help us? Well, I can go back to using this form here. Let me put it here. This form of the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. It's the first term plus D times n minus 1. All right? Now I know my 17th term, A sub 17 is negative 13, is equal to my first term, which is 35, plus D times N is the 17, right? 17 minus 1. And now I've got all the pieces that I can use to find D. So first we move the 35 over, and we get negative. So moving the 35 over, I get negative 48 is equal to D times 17 minus 1 would be 16. All right, and then dividing by 16, we get D is equal to negative 3, which is this guy right here. All right, that's 1 through 10. I'm going to come back and do the free response and see if we can get that into one video.